Look at what the supply disruption has done. The only good news is that it marks the end of the disruption when the prices go up. But ouch, it hurts.
I know. I was at Costco the other day, and you just wander around going, everything's gone up. Everything.
Yeah.
By at least $1 or $2. You're like looking around going, what's going on here?
I know. I'm BJ Flagg.
And I'm Rich G. And this is episode 211, How to Raise Your Rates. So are prices going up?
Yes, they are. Do you feel comfortable raising your fees? I don't know.
If you do, great. If you don't, you need to keep listening.
Exactly. You both have to keep listening because there's a strategy to it. And I think a lot of people think they just like willy-nilly raise the rate.
Yeah.
No. There's an actual process to it.
Absolutely. Well, let's just dive right in. Tip 1, we want you to first analyze your competition and the market. Again, like BJ said, you don't want to willy-nilly. You want to do some research. Put your feelers out there and see what the market can bear today. Get a better understanding.
Yeah. If you haven't raised your rates in the past few years, and it's probably time for you to review your pricing.
Yeah, check out the competition and maybe see what they're charging for comparable services and products.
Yeah, this is kind of the beginning of your process. And you really do need to talk to your clients and see if they're also encountering increases maybe in their supply chain.
Yeah. And finally, check with your vendors. If they're raising fees, you have to.
Yeah, there's no way you can get around it. Tip number 2 is do a gross margin check. This is kind of where you let the data do a little bit of driving here. Put on your accounting hat and look at all your expenses. Do you have any unexpected expenses that have been creeping up and you really just have not been following that? If you've had to, for instance, for us, it's all about print and materials. And that hit us pretty quickly. And, it's kind of tricky to kind of work around that. They have to get, they were hard to get products, and now to get the product, it's increased by 20%. But I don't know about you, Rich. I see some people taking advantage of it.
Yeah, sometimes you see these massive increases. When certain things like print materials raise, you could raise prices in certain areas, not do a wholesale price range, but get a handle on how it's affecting your business. And once you have that number, this will be the beginning of creating a better fee structure for your practice. Bearing in mind that you want to predict how some of your expenses will go up in the next year. And yes, this can be hard, but it's better to go up once than multiple times in a year.
Oh, definitely. And, do have a conversation with your team as you're structuring the new pricings. The people, especially the people who do any purchasing, because they're going to have a pulse on the market that you don't have. And you're going to, as we mentioned in tip number 1, vendors can be a very, very good understanding of what's happening.
Because they're upstream. And they're seeing their prices go up, and their vendors' prices going up, and material suppliers. This happened over the last year with wood, where the people that were cutting down trees were raising rates, and then the wood farms were raising rates, and then Home Depot was raising rates. It just goes downstream. So
exactly. Tip number 3.
Believe in the price increase because your clients will. This is something that, BJ, I think you and I deal with our clients all the time. Most clients don't mind if you incrementally raise your fees.
Yeah. It's not a shocker, right?
Yeah.
If it's not a shocker and it has legitimate reasoning behind it, they'll have no problem.
Yeah, I remember my coach would let me know very nicely via email that his monthly retainer was increasing by 5%. And that was an easy decision to make for me. I'm like, okay, it's going up from this to this. Okay, that's fine. I
Yeah,
still value the service.
exactly. And many business owners are afraid to raise their pricing because they think all their clients are going to defect. It's just not going to be that way. If they have a real true understanding of what you do and what's going on in the market, they're going to be very understanding. And in fact, they're probably raising their rates at this exact same time.
Yeah, and most of the time it's not true. I love talking about my rule of 33%. When someone's doing business with you, 33% of the time they love you. I mean, you're just the bee's knees. They just
Yeah.
love working with you and they'll never leave you. Then
Right.
33% of people will like you. They're average. It's like they don't hate you, they don't like you. You just provide a service for them and
Yep.
they're too lazy to go anywhere else because it's a
Inertia.
big change. And
Exactly.
then 33% of your clients don't like you, but are again too lazy to move. You might lose that 33%, but you have 66% of your clients that are going to be fine with your price increase.
Exactly. And if you base it on reasoning, you really have no problem.
Yes.
Tip number 4, consider intelligent tier pricing. And a lot of people give me pushback on this because, some consulting firms just have one rate and, that might span over everything they do. But this is a really good time to consider tier pricing that is not complicated, but also follows a rubric everybody can follow. And that's the key factor right there.
Yeah, the intelligence comes in from following your past data. You'll see that you have larger and smaller clients. The smaller companies have less flexibility on pricing, where your larger ones, who you provide a higher value of service, have more. Realizing that in your pricing structure will be a clear path.
Oh, for sure. And have an internal meeting with your sales staff and see if you have any dissenters who won't support the price increases. This happens all the time. Have a private follow-up meeting with those people and really go into a more deep review and confirm that they are clear with the move. If they have any objections, listen, definitely listen, but be firm because this is happening.
Yeah.
It's a leadership point right here.
Yeah, and we really want the whole idea of intelligent tier pricing. Raising your rates allows you to start to get a little bit smarter about your fee structure to subtly upsell the client to the next tier.
Yeah,
So this is a great opportunity to play with your pricing.
definitely, definitely. And don't underestimate a bit of pushback, like we said, but if you've done it intelligently, you have the reasonings behind it, and they'll be the first to say yes, which is interesting. So we have a great resource today. Pricing for profit: how to command higher prices for your products and services. See, we're not leaving you hanging here. It's by Dale Furtwängler, and interesting book. I think many of the small businesses are trapped by the industry pricing and market misperceptions about how they could be compensated for the true value of the product or service that's offered.
Yes, I used to drive a Furtwängler.
You did.
It went very fast, but no, no.
Yes.
Dale writes a great book. You're going to learn how to quantify the value of your products, and it's filled with easy to use formulas, sample scripts, clear examples, and exercises to help you command higher prices for your products and services.
Yeah. And me, from a marketing standpoint, you can craft a much more powerful marketing message that communicates the value. I really appreciated how you put that part together.
Yeah,
So,
you could write an email that says, "We're moving on up," and
Yeah, something
raising
like that
prices.
with a good jingle. Definitely.
And that's it.
I'd like to share with you one of our elite sponsors, Rich G. He's a high performance coach. When you review your gross margin, are you seeing your income shrink? Accounts payable going up? Are you afraid of raising your rates? And if you raise your rates, how do you let your clients know? Will they go running to the competition? You need to talk to Rich G. One conversation will show you that Rich is the real deal. He helps your business make more money without working harder. He helps you work smarter. He gets you to think outside of the box. Go to richg.com to chat with Rich today.
And our other elite sponsor is BJ Flagg from newrenew.com. Do you need a brand marketing partner to be an active and committed part of your resource team? Look no further. I have someone in my community you want to talk to, BJ Flagg from New Renew Brand Marketing. They are a full service agency who can work on strategy, messaging, branding to implementation. Websites, PR, social media, email marketing, they're the group for you. That's NURENU.com. Thank you to our producer and king of creative, Richard Scalzo, bringing you the best small business podcast every single Tuesday. Have an unbelievable week.
Catch you later.